The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
Hi everyone, Basil Chapman here. I just was out for a moment and I just see that I have not posted the opening call, and I'm getting messages here. Opening call Tuesday. There wasn't too much out of the ordinary, so let me just do that now. 0811. There we go. If you don't mind, just taking a moment here. Upload image. Gosh, how could I have done that? I had all that time, and I did not realize it until I saw the messages. There we go. Trader's Corner. The next chart is the Dow chart that I always put in. And the next one was a stock called Hanes Celestial. I can put it in here because we didn't get it, because it popped into leg D before we could get it this morning, but I'll still post that. Sorry, folks. Here it goes. Okay. Can't believe I did that. All right, Basil Chapman, Tiger Technicians Hour. We're looking at the Dow up 205 points. Let me just go through this again. So we remain along the Dow, rather aggressively along the Dow. The 33,071 high that was made, that was on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, so Tuesday, Monday, Friday, Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday, on that pop to the upside with the Fed and then a sudden turn to the downside. My suspicion is that we're going to test that 33,075 level, the 71 level. But this is the big deal. Look at this Chapman Wave inside track repellent zone in the weekly chart. Here we've got the elections coming up and everything. Every other time, this zone has been a repellent zone, peak A or peak B minus, because it fails, makes that dreaded H pattern, and it did it again at a peak B minus back in August and plummeted down to the 28,660 level. Now there's a single leg A to the upside, and even if we don't make a new high today, or we've got the whole of the week to try to get to 33,072, not good enough. I want to see a break above this green line right here. Since this is the weekly chart, we'll do it there. 33,001. Let's call it 33,220. And then a close somewhere in the 33,000 on Friday, in the 33,300s, would say, finally we've closed above this inside track repellent zone. That means it's a propellant zone, even if it pulls back. And look, for the very first time, this is only Tuesday. We've got an entire 4 sessions to go for Friday's close, but we've got an L, which means that for the first time in a while, the 9-period moving average has crossed over the 14, but it's a weekly chart. I can't talk about it as if it's done. It's not done until Friday at 4 o'clock. MACD's improving. Stochastic is at 59%. Not great, but it is improving. On-balance volume. What a disappointment. This on-balance volume is just not doing anything. Well, it's a disappointment unless the Dow starts to go into the 33,300s, because then the on-balance volume can go all the way to overbought. That would be very positive. I don't want to get ahead. All I'm saying is that the general can't move without the troops, and the troops are the S&P 500, up 10 at 38.17, lagging, but doing okay on the day. Here the technicals, the 9-period moving average did not go negative, so that's a positive, yet the price is not doing what it should. In the daily chart, look at the weekly chart, just that 9 is still way under the 14. To start getting a change in direction, in a tide, to get the tide going from down to up, I think that the S&P would have to get to the 39,028 level, 39,033 level, and kind of make that a target to the upside in terms of getting there and then treating it as a support level that gets, when it pulls back, it keeps coming back to that level. We're not even close to that. The QQQ NDX 100 Very poor action. 9-period moving average is still very weak in the daily. It is up $1.22 at 268.81. And more importantly is that weekly chart just doesn't look good at all. IWM, the Russell 2000, slightly better chart formation, and it's up 0.22 today at 179.71. It's not a great pattern. That's all I can say. And I'm going to have to move this trend line very soon. Hi, I'll do it right now. This trend line right here. It's just a trend line. It's not a channel. It's just a trend line. Big difference between a channel and a trend line. Channel means you've got two parallel lines, and this is just a single line. I could put a channel. Actually, you know what? I could even do that. Look, if I go like this and I go click, new parallel right there. That fits not bad. Look, that fits quite nicely. So we've gone from the lower range to the upper range. Going sideways means that you're still well above the lower range, but what you've done now is an arch formation that keeps testing the 162.78 low of the week of the 16th of June in the IW Russell 2000, and the last move down was at 160. I love this, 162.50. Oh, I did that right here. We did that twice. Look, 163.28 was the low around about the 29th or so of September, and then a retest at 162.50 for the arch formation to change it to a cup formation. And yes, it went to the peak D, which is the obligation of the Chapman wave buy signal to buy mode. Okay, now let's go to gold. Gold is, now it's up. Oh, what a big move. This is a huge move for gold. And I think it has to do with a number of factors. Let's go to the GDX, because what we've been seeing lately is that the gold has been moving not quite with a comparable move in the GDX, but now the GDX is broken out, it's taken out the downtrend line, it's in leg D after a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9-day consolidation. So this peak D now has a different context. You know, my rule of 136, in this case, we've had a number of highs that have been tested with a long period of digestive movement. Now what we've done is we've spiked above the resistance line, and at 25.79, up 63 cents. This is a really nice move in the gold daily. The weekly is making that cup formation I was talking about, and I didn't anticipate that today we would actually use that snap to the upside so quickly. So let's look at silver, because that's the one that had the better chart pattern. Once again, it is better because in the weekly chart, it's already gone to a leg C, leg D in the daily chart. This is a big move up. And what we're doing now, we can start to say, aha, maybe we finally got some sector rotation that says gold and the metals are acting very nicely. Let's just see what high-grade copper is doing. Yep, high-grade copper is holding very nicely today. It's gone to a leg B, E/B. This looks very much like a B, and it should go to a C, but it's still stuck in the rectangle formation. But it's really important to see the internationals like copper, which is an international economic barometer of sorts, together with wood, which is the iShares Global Timber and Forestry ETF, rallying like this, but the wood, iShares Timber and Forestry ETF, very nice. Basil Chapman, I'll be back. I said I'll talk about the VIX, and as we go to the break, we're looking at the VIX, which is weekly gain down at 24.30, down 6. I'll be back. Basil Chapman, Tiger Blue, Mr. Zara.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Are you looking for a way to consistently add winning trades to your portfolio? Tom O'Brien is here to help. Tom O'Brien has been successfully trading markets for over 30 years. A frequent contributor to TD Ameritrade Network and CNBC, Tom O'Brien founded TFNN over 20 years ago to help educate investors just like you. Tom's daily market newsletter, Market Insights, is published every morning when the markets open. to give you the competitive informational edge you need to succeed. These newsletters are packed full of Tom's advanced technical analysis and are geared to deliver comprehensive strategies for a successful portfolio. Get Tom O'Brien's newsletter, Market Insights, today, and try all of our products and newsletters 30 days risk-free with our money-back guarantee at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
TFNN has launched the Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-873-7618.
All right, so looking at this 1 minute chart of the E-mini, I just wanted to show you this because this is part of the techniques I like to use. Look, if you go from the left side, bar symmetry, that peak F made around about 9 o'clock at 38.34-ish, and you go to the right there. If you go to that, move to the upside, you can go to the low on the left side, but I like to also consider that when there's an H pattern that's successful, you can go to the top of it and you just click on the number of bars to the left and then the number of bars to the right. Look what happens. It's just uncanny how this works. I mean, it's just amazing. Look at that. We've got 2 minutes to go, and it just shot above it. And here was the left side price time match right there. I just didn't have time to do this because I was busy with the show, obviously. And look what happened. There's a beautiful cup formation right here. So within that context, what we're looking at is the strength of the S&P has increased. It's now up 20. This is the E-mini futures at 38.35. That's really important. And the V-shaped pattern in the 10-minute chart, which I had drawn, we're coming up into the resistance area right here. Remember we talked about the Chapman wave inside track repellent zone. So we'll see how this is going to work. And you spiked down in a trough A, came right back, held the support, came back, and now it's in leg. We'll call it for now leg E, and this is going to be a question mark as to what the terminology is here. Oh, I'm losing my E's all of a sudden. Something's happening here in TradeStation for me. It's happened. Oh, and now I've lost that. Uh-oh. Oh, I think I am in deep trouble because if I have to change something here with, I'll be losing my notations altogether. So let me just do this right now. I'll put an E. I'll click over here. Maybe that'll stay. And I'll do this with a question mark. Oh, it didn't stay. Well, you saw what I did. I tried to put in an E. Oh, they're disappearing. I don't know why. Is that because I've run out of memory or something? No, the other ones work. The other letters seem to work. All right, let's get back to our story. So a couple of questions came in about specific areas. So I've always followed the PPA. The PPA is the Invesco Aerospace and Defense portfolio, and it really is. It has a number of the defense areas, the important stocks in the defense areas. There's another one as well called ITA. I don't always follow this one as closely, but I do like to compare them. It's a little bit like looking at the IBB. I shouldn't have said yes. The IBB, which is the peak A, C, D, E, F, and now we're going to retest that. IBB is the NASDAQ Biotech ETF, and the BBH, which is right here. This is the S&P. Oh, I don't have it notated now. And this is Van Eck Vectors Biotech. So they have slightly different chart formations. So I'll go back now, look at the ITA, have a look at the left side. This is an alternate count, could be an instant restart. I've got an F/B, nothing wrong, everything technically is good. Stochastic is great at 88%, but the on-balance volume is a tad overboard. It says that, yep, this is about where you might be expecting some kind of a pullback. It can go higher, but this is where I start to say this is the only technical indicator other than my notations that says, whoops, be a little careful. Look at the Chapman Inside Track repellent zone. See this U shape that's gone to a W shape or a very large cup formation. I could have made an H pattern there saying it broke down and went under it but closed above it within 2 bars. That's good. Look at this monthly chart. Let me go back to open this up a little bit. Let me go back to the monthly chart right there. iShares US Aero Defense ETF. So the question is, what about it? And all I can say is it's acting so well that I would suggest maybe if you are interested in this, it is somewhat overbought, but it's in a sector that's really been working very well. Look at the single leg A going from a multi, that is a yearly low. Yes, a yearly low to a nice recovery high, but not the yearly high. But this is good. And it says the iShares are in play. That's the iShares US Aero and Defense ETF, ITA, trading up at 108.93, up 0.26 today. Look at the way it's testing the resistance area right here. This is a brand new leg A in the weekly chart. Okay, there it is, A. And right here, I've got, if I match it to, I like to do the two together because they have just enough differences in their makeup to say, hey, look at that. So this is not as close to the resistance area. So ITA at this particular point is the better one. But if you look at Boeing, look at this, Boeing, huge move up above the 200-period moving average. It's gone from 120.99 to 166 in a month, October, just over a month. That is great. And it's starting to go into the resistance area. Raytheon, RTX, let's do that. There's Raytheon. Stalling up at this peak F. I've also got a chance of an alternate count because that was a Chapman instant restart right there. Within 3 bars, it made a new recovery high above D. And leg B in the weekly chart. The monthly chart made a high up in the 108. What was that? 106.02 was the high. That was in February, I think. And then it pulled back sharply to the 80 level, and now it's come back very well. So RTX, LMT, this is Lockheed Martin breaking to a new all-time high. Even as we speak, it hit 493.24. So this is an area that's working. So I'm going to go back. The question was, what should I do? And I'm going to suggest have 2 split positions. But the first split position is itself split. I would go right in here at 108.88. And this just says this is exactly where there should be some kind of resistance. But with the election coming on, if there is some bias maybe towards thinking that if it's the Republicans maybe the defense area will start to go even higher. I don't know. Look, this is the Democrats, and you've also seen a big move up. So it's hard to say, but all I can do is look at the trend lines and say that channel is resistance. It's been resistance for so many times. If there is a break to the upside, the moment it goes to 100, this is the ITA, U.S. Air Defense ETF. The moment it goes to 111, it's at 108.87. That's a breakout of the resistance level, and then you start to look to the left side. Well, the next high is way back in April, the week of the 22nd of this year, at 113.60, and then you get to the all-time high, which is 113.67. I shouldn't say all-time high. The all-time high was back in January 2020 was that at 120.11 or 0.31. So yeah, I like it. It's one split position started right now, and then I'll tell you when we get back the rest of the entry point. I'll be back in a moment. That was up to 2.
If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
TFNN is excited about our new software charting program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts. In collaboration with Tom O'Brien and using his best-selling book, The Art of Timing the Trade, Your Ultimate Trading Mastery System, David White has programmed an outstanding piece of software that will complement any trader's methodology. Using this first-of-its-kind program, The Art of Timing the Trade Charts allows you to scan thousands of stocks for Fibonacci formation setups, including Gartley's, ABC's, Butterflies, and much more. The Art of Timing the Trade Charts is designed to help you when scouring the markets for stocks just beginning to form the trading patterns that many investors spend days, weeks, or even months searching to find. And right now, we're offering licenses available at only $79 a month. We are so confident that you're going to love this new charting software that will even give you a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. Don't miss out on this incredible new piece of software. Get your copy of The Art of Timing the Trade Charts today by visiting TFNN.com.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, so we're back. So at 108.98, I would suggest this person's done their homework. This is what they like, and they asked me about it. And this is maybe not for everyone, but I'm just saying two positions. One is the split position that has an entry right here at 108, 80 something, or it's maybe 109. And then another position that you would add to it, probably at about 105, if it can do, that's 4 points down. That might be too much. So you could do the split position with 108 right now in the 108, 109 area. Maybe 106 is where you add. But the overall position, I would say, because it's going into this resistance, and you just never know if it's going to pull back sharply, because it has previously, how it works is going to be important over the next 3 sessions. If in the next 3 sessions it's trading in 111, that's the reason why I say get one position right now. And that position, you can even weight it differently. You can have a small position and then add a larger position. This is your first one. But the real thing is to have patience to wait for the 104 area. So 104 would be your second split position. So this first position, you can start here. I would add give it maybe 3 points down. You would add that. That's your one position. And you wait patiently. And then I would wait, because from everything I'm looking at, it says there's a good chance that it's going to form some kind of, unless it breaks decisively into the 111, 112 area by Friday or Monday of next week, I think it could stall a little bit. And that's where you would add that second position of this first split. And then the next one, probably I would wait. And if I miss it, I miss it. Then you have to do an analysis in another couple of weeks' time to say, where would I add all the rest? But I'm thinking that this whole area where you got the instant restart, and that takes you to 103 to 102, kind of that's where I would add it in longer term for 2022. So 2 positions. First is split. Second, you can also split as well. But I would wait on the second, and that first one is an entry right now. And within 2 points, you can add to it. Why do I want to do that? Because the on-balance volume is suggesting there should be some kind of a pullback. Doesn't tell you how deep. It just says it's getting to a resistance area. And I'm completely wrong if it suddenly spirals into the maybe 112 area. All right. I hope that answers the question. SBSW. That is, what is that? I've seen the symbol before. I just don't remember what it is. Was that a double top? Oh, these double tops are just amazing, even after months. So this is, I can't read it. Sibanya Stillwater Limited. Hey, okay. Now I don't know what this is. Stillwater. Is that what is that? A biotech or a mining stock? It looks like the way it's jiggling around you. The high was 20.68 back in April of 2021, 2068, and lo and behold, what does it go to? It goes to 20.64 in March of 22 with a V-shaped pattern. It's almost unbelievable that you can get these double tops after weeks or months or even a year in this case, and then it pulls back and breaks under the support and goes down to the 8s. And it's trading right now at 10.10 in leg D. That is a gap island reversal with that news-related spiked. Oh, it must be biotech, surely. Let me see. The earnings. That was earnings day. Oh, okay. That was earnings day. All right. So let's just go back to what we're looking at here. If I can actually read it. Let me get close here. Sibanyai. All right, I'm going to try to type that in. Maybe you could just tell me what it is. All I'm saying is that it's acting really well after the gap. I love when stocks gap down with a lot of volume. This one I can't call it. Chapman wave. Oh no, low bar. Is that what? The volume was 6.8 million. That is huge. It's one of the bigger bars, but it's had others before like this. Yeah, sometimes it's a reversal moment, and you can go for 28 bars to the upside. I'll do more work on this, but at the moment what I'm saying is the rectangle that's formed in the weekly chart with the head and shoulders pattern, reverse head and shoulders, but I'm calling it a bowl formation, not a cup, but a bowl, says that if at any point this thing can trade 10.46 SBSW is a symbol, if it's able, it is mining, EV Minerals Plus, because it looked like Stillwater is where we often get the mining stock. If it can close above 10.30, that's going to be really good because it finally breaks the big resistance, and the next one up is going to be 10.97. So if this goes to the 11s, that's a breakout of significance in the shorter term. Monthly chart still looks very ugly. All right, got that done. Next question I have is XLE. Isn't that fascinating? It looked like the XLE was energy select spider. It was just on its way to a spiral rocket ship. It could still do that. But look how it stalled at the left side high. We had this, remember I did this peak D was at, peak D was right here in, was that May? No, June the 10th, week of the June the 10th at 93.31. And then what happens, it pulls all the way back down to 65, and it comes back up with a successful H pattern. And what does that do? That turns around and it, oh, I can use that. I'm going to use that. And it makes a new run for a high. And yesterday it hit 93s. Today it's at 90, 92, 94. What was the high yesterday? 90. Come on. All right, there we go. 93.28. Oh, it missed by 4 cents going to a new high. And this is in leg C in the weekly, still very positive. But look how it stalled. That's all I'm saying. Isn't it amazing how when you get back to those levels, of course, what has happened is that Exxon ignored the resistance at 105.57 and screamed to 113. This is very different. And that peak C did stall, just very much like XLE. So I'm suggesting XLE could pull back a little bit, and then it starts its leg D to the upside. So there was a question there. Yeah, so that's the question. What was that over here? I've got, where was it? FXI. FXI is the large cap China ETF, iShares, down 20 cents today, 23.75. It did make a peak B. Leg B, it'll be peak B if there's no new high tomorrow, but it's trying to lift off the bottom. And that's just saying that maybe China, with all the stuff that they're saying, underneath it is getting ready to open. I don't know. I'm just saying the chart of the FXI says something different is happening to that huge descent that was going on for weeks and weeks and weeks from July into the low of around about the 28th or 29th or whatever that was of October. What was that? 31st of October makes a doji candle low at 20.87. And now it's gone peak A, leg B, and this could be a peak B today. It's not going to work if it goes back under 22.80. But if it manages to break into the 24.60 level in the next couple of days, that means the FXI is starting, it's attempting to turn around. Natural gas had a very sharp move to downside, had a big spike yesterday. Today it's at 6.27. I'll be back to think about that as well as soon as I return. Basil Chapman, Tiger Conditions Hour. Be right back.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
The technology around us is changing every day. With so much happening, it can seem impossible to keep up with all the information. David White's investment newsletter, The Technology Insider, is designed to give you all the information you need to understand the technology that shapes today's markets and tomorrow's future. David White has made his living staying on the cutting edge of technology. His weekly newsletter will give you specific recommendations for value tech stocks, as well as entry prices, target prices, and stops to set for each trade. Dave delivers his weekly newsletters every Friday with updates throughout the week. You can get the Technology Insider at TFNN.com for only $37.50. Sign up for David's newsletter, The Technology Insider, and get an inside look at everything the technology sector has to offer. Try it risk-free today with our 30-day money-back guarantee. TFNN, educating investors.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Yes, just to answer a subscriber, I apologize. I don't know why I sent out my newsletter. I finished it so early, especially. But yes, one of the positions we wanted to take today was Hincks Celestial Group, Organic and Natural Products. Look at this horrible monthly chart, but look at the time sequence. Look at this bar symmetry, and it went to a low. 14.45 was a low back in February of 2019. 15.21, 80 cents, so 80, 90 cents away. 3 years later, more than 3 years later, it comes back on the 15th of October. It's 15.21. I've been following it for a little while. Then it made a peak A, pulls back, it held it in the H pattern, started to make a cup formation, and I kept looking at it, and I thought, it's in this period is Hincks Celestial. This is kind of what we're looking at. I mean, people are complaining about prices in the grocery store and area and everything, and yet it held so well. So I said today, I wanted before it goes above 19.40, it closed at 18.95, 18.95. I wanted a bit of a dip, and under 18.87, and unfortunately, earlier in the morning it did dip down. I can't remember if it actually went underneath that level, but we can't get it now because it's already gone above 19.40. It's trading, and I didn't realize earnings were coming out today. As I sent out my newsletter, and then I looked at this. And I'm looking and I see that it's up sharply. It's up 10%, up 2.01 at 21.01. So this is all the work that I did for subscribers. I'll go back to the natural gas in a moment. That beautiful cup formation with the pivot point of the low right there on the 15th of October with the left side, right side price time match, that's bar symmetry. Oops, I moved it over a little bit. It was actually, it's a day early. From this low right here, said to me that if there's a break to the upside, that little doji candle of the 12th of September of 20.82 high, that could become a target. Well, it's done it in a day. I didn't realize earnings were out. Earnings must have been great because it's up 2 at 21.03. So we missed that. But I'm going to consider that this is, look at that monthly chart. This has got a long way to go if things are turning around. So maybe we'll have a new entry point, maybe lower down. It'll be higher than initially wanted to get. Sorry about that. Just I didn't realize that I hadn't sent that out. I had to do something early this morning, and I guess that was on my mind. So as soon as finished my newsletter, instead of posting it, for some reason I went out, and when I got back, then I realized when I saw the messages. So, Hincks Celestial Group, Organic, Natural Products, good. Now, what we didn't get is I wanted to buy UNG, but yesterday the gap looked like it was a huge gap. So I said, no, we're going to get it on a pullback. So it screamed up to the 23 UNGs, the United States Natural Gas Corps. So it screams up to 23.32. The previous day, it was closing in the 20.82 area. That is a whopper of a move. So I said we went on a pullback, and we split a small position into two small positions, because I just wanted, I wasn't thinking that natural gas, because it didn't rally before, would suddenly get everything together to rally. So I wanted to start positions you could always add to it. Well, we got stopped out this morning, and two small positions that was also split positions actually. But the reason that I wanted fairly tight stops is because this leg C on a gap had the MACD moving higher, but the pink 9-period moving average is still, even today, is still not positive. And I was afraid that this would be one of those moves where it does start to have a very strong spike to the upside and a rally, and maybe you miss it. But this is one of those where you've got too many resistance. Look at the 200-period moving average resistance. Look at the left side, right side price time match, which it was getting closer to, and now it's way underneath. So something's not right with the natural gas. So the way that this is acting on the weak side is exactly the opposite of what you're looking at now in the gold. So look at this gold, huge. Oh, it's got even bigger. It's up 34. Now this is the second day. We've seen this before. Remember, big green candle, kind of stalling candle, two actually, and then back in October, going into October, early part, and then another big spiral, and then it suddenly stalled. I think this has the potential. It has the potential to be different, but there is so much work to be done in the weekly chart that I would say that the positions that are being bought in the gold right now, I would still have not necessarily tight stops, but I would have a stop. I don't think this is just a buy and hold at this particular point. But that also tells me keep your eye on the dollar, because with the election coming up today and then going on maybe through the weekend, we'll be watching this, because look, the dreaded H pattern here is becoming a lowercase h to an M, lowercase m formation. We are in this slightly expanding, rising wedge formation. We're about to test key support. So this dollar is saying to me, and let's go to USD JPY. It's saying to me, the yen has pulled back in the H pattern. If it takes out and then within 3 sessions cannot break above the close, the low bar of 145.11 in the continuous contract of the US dollar Japanese yen currency pair, that 50-period moving average is going to be very important at 144.80. It's trading at 145.35, down $1.28. These are big numbers, actually. So if you're looking at the EUR USDs, this is going to have a very, nice move. Now, look at that whippy action, trying to get to a leg D, and that'll start in the daily chart for the euro currency pair. If it can get above 1.00916, is that a 1 or a 3? 3.6. God, I have to wear my glasses. Let me just see if it makes a difference wearing the glasses. 1 point. Oh, okay, So that's the high it was made, 1.00936. Oh, maybe I'll start wearing these glasses now. So the weekly chart will start to improve, but that monthly is still horrible. So that's what we're looking at. So let's just go back to the question was, where are we? Question was SBSW, right? SBSW. Oh, maybe I can read the name now. Is that better? Sibanya Stillwater. Yeah, I can read it. And this is a leg D going to the left side high of peak A, testing it. Very nice action. So, and I want you to do ASA. I did that yesterday. We don't have this. It is one of the stocks I'll look at. This is ASA Gold. Yeah, that weekly chart is just horrible, but it's starting to improve because the daily chart is just about to go to a leg C. So, yeah, things are really improving in the gold. Let's look at silver. Silver had a much better. Oh, look at that leg D, second leg D. In the daily chart, breaking above the 200-period moving average of 21.06. So silver itself is at 21.06. 61. Let's look at the SLV because it's a slightly different pattern. Oh, this is breaking out. This is already in a brand new leg E to the upside. All right, so we've got sector rotation here that says, hey, there's a follow through with gold and silver, and that's really important. Dow's at 401. I'll be right back.
Are you grinding in the market, but seeing little to no return? Or are you a successful trader, simply looking to make your job a little easier? Learn to take the path of least resistance with David White's powerful trading newsletter. David White is an accomplished trader whose deep understanding of technology and the markets allows him to consistently find and share winning trades. Support and resistance define the ranges in which stocks trade. By understanding these trading ranges, David White is able to find the path of least resistance. David White's trading newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, is delivered daily before the markets open to make every trading day an easy win. Visit TFNN.com today and subscribe to David White's Ultimate Trading Newsletter for $119 a month and try all of our newsletters risk-free with a 30-day money-back guarantee. Take the path of least resistance at TFNN, educating investors.
You might think that if you want to be successful at trading in the stock market, you're going to need a crystal ball. After all, it's impossible to predict the future, right? Like any endeavor in life, before you decide it's impossible, get some advice from the experts. You might find that it's not so impossible after all. For daily market overviews that give you direction on the key indices, selective stocks, and commodities, subscribe to the Opening Call newsletter at TFNN.com. The Opening Call newsletter is written by Basil Chapman, creator of the trading methodology known as the Chapman Wave. The Chapman Wave up-down sequence gives you an edge in identifying price turns, finding the peaks and valleys in stock prices. Get the Opening Call newsletter by Basil Chapman in your inbox every day. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know, and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. TFNN.com, educating investors.
Everything in the universe is governed by the Fibonacci sequence. This mathematical principle is responsible for everything from the most aesthetically pleasing artwork to patterns in the stock market. To stay on top of stock patterns you can take advantage of, sign up for the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter at TFNN.com. When you subscribe, you'll get a weekly report from veteran day trader Larry Pesavento on stocks you need to pay attention to. And you can trust Larry's analysis. After all, he's got 45 years experience as a day trader. Larry will also provide daily charts, videos, and data on the key markets that he's tracking. Expect notifications from Larry on market movement you need to act on at any time. First-time subscribers also get a 30-day money-back guarantee. If you're not satisfied, let us know and you'll get a full refund within 30 days of signing up. Subscribe to the Fibonacci 24/7 newsletter today. TFNN.com, educating investors.
This segment is brought to you by Thinkorswim. For more information, just click the Thinkorswim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
I said, Alan wants to know if I look at Mara's Marathon Digital Holdings. This made a huge peak up in the 80s at some point. I think it was maybe end of last year. And then it's just plummeted. It's trading right now at 9.39. I don't see anything in this. I followed it only because I know Amara, so every time I see the symbol go by Mara, I'm always looking to see. And I also used to put this in the category of the Bitcoin futures. Now, I think there's some relationship there, but it trades very much like that. So as I look at it at this particular point, I think it's a very difficult position to be in because it's making the H pattern that goes to a lowercase m in the weekly chart, and it's below the left side, or it's just about to test the left side low. I'd be really careful. I'd rather be talking about a stop if you are long, and the stop says the low today of 920. Oh, I'd say 893 would be a stop. If it goes below that, It could go a lot deeper to the left side low in the 5s or 4s. So just be real careful. What you want to see, an immediate turnaround by day's end. Look, it's down $1.04 at 947 when the market is up. Look, the Dow's up almost 400 points. S&P's up over 30. This is not working. It's not in the sectors that are working. So just be real careful. ARQQ was a question. Yes, this is very nice. This is Network Device Security, Arcwit, Quantum Inc. I've liked this. I've had it kind of on a watch list, and it hit the 200-period moving average in leg C. I think it will make a leg D. It's at 796, down 25 cents today, but it came back from a much lower low. I think it can go a little higher, but I think it's also stuck in the rectangle formation. Just be careful that it doesn't stall by breaking under $6.80. If it goes back, it's going to stall. So this is Basil Chapman, and I'm handing over to Steve Rhodes, and a great program the rest of the day. I'll be back with Tom a little later on. We'll see where the market closes today. It's going to be a fascinating couple of days. Have a great rest of the day. Check out my opening call daily newsletter. Thank you.